here's a story about a little ant who just wouldn't ever give up.
Alright, welcome back to the Ultimate Darkfall Guide. I'm your host Uzik, and I'm going to be picking up where I left off, going through the basics about how to play Darkfall, and things like that. So, where we left off, we had set up everything we needed to play the game. We got our character into the game, and just started going over the basic bindings and such, but we haven't really actually done much of anything. So, before we actually start, I'm going to show a tool that the community uses to basically tell you what type of monsters are in what type of areas. This is called YourMom Map. The link will be in the comments. So you can use a guest account, but it has certain limitations depending on there's a bandwidth limit each day depending on what you do. Just because apparently the map uses a good amount of bandwidth. So people who contribute to the map, who give updated give updated like mob loot drops and stuff, we'll get better better account levels so that you have more bandwidth every day. But even if you don't contribute at all, if you don't have any intention on contributing, you can still use the tool to find out what type of monsters spawn in an area and what those monsters drop. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on banks and bind points. And then I'm going to try to find where we are in the world. So we were in Human Lands, which is in the lower southeast quadrant of the map. So I'm gonna just move, left click and drag, and then scroll my mouse wheel forward. And so here's the human capital, Sanguine, and here's the city I started in, Heart of Vienna. So we're going to zoom in a bit here. So Heart of Vienna, this is where we are. And we can see these little green things that pop up right here. So let me just zoom out. Oops. Zoom out. Zoom. There we go. Okay. So we can see these little green spots that represent monster spawns. You see it says here there are 5 monsters, a 1-minute respawn, 20% Goblin Fighter, 80% Goblin Scout, and there are 5 monsters that spawn. Now when you click on it, you'll see on the right on this little thing here comes up details about them. If you click on it, it tells you their health, their weaknesses, the elemental weaknesses, and if you click this inventory button, it tells you what they drop exactly. So gold, arrows, and all that stuff. And so it's not 100% accurate, but it's probably the best source you have. And if you do have an interest in trying to maintain something like this, you can go on their forums and such and go through the different channels to help improve their map and like update the different spawns. But so the spawns that we're going to be looking at for the next, I guess I'm not going to record it all, but for the next probably couple hours of character development are all these little green spots around Heart of Vienna. So the Goblin Fighters, Goblin Shamans, Trolls, and Kobolds. Those are going to be our main monsters that we're going to be hunting for the beginnings of our character's development. So I'm going to go log in and see you guys in a minute. Alright, so where we left off, we had just gone through all of the some of the UI settings and the basics about the game, and going into combat mode and such. So now I'm going to actually go over a basic tutorial on PvE and leveling up your character. Before I actually head out to do that, I'm going to go over probably two of the more important systems in the game, the alignment system and the chat system. Just before we go out, because it's kind of important to have an understanding of these before you go out into the world. So the first thing is with the alignment, there are basically 5 different categories of colors that associate a player to a different alignment level, I guess you'd say. They are blue, which is everyone starts as blue, so I'm just going to hit my / bring up my GUI. I'm going to look at this little box over here where all my stats are. I have my health, my stamina, my mana, and down here is alignment. See, it's 10 out of 10 right now, so that means I'm blue. There is gray, which means that you're a blue character, blue is basically lawful good type in your own racial alliance. Gray means that you're a blue character, but you either attacked another blue character recently, or you're in an area that is not governed by law. So that's gray. The next is red. Red means that either you are a character of the same racial alliance, and no, I guess let me first just go over the racial alliances real quick. So there are three different racial alliances. There's human, Murdane, and dwarf. There's the orcs and the Maharim, and then there's the Alfar. What these racial alliances mean is that you can kill anyone in the opposing racial alliance without losing alignment. So I'm a human and I have 10 alignment. If I were to kill another human and gank them, I would go to -2 alignment and I would become red. However, if I kill an orc who is in another racial alliance, I would not lose any alignment and I would stay blue. So that's basically how that works. So for red, for me, would be someone in the opposing racial alliances, or someone who is a human, Murdane, and dwarf, but has murdered other human Murdanes and dwarves. And the other colors are green, which means they're an ally, and red and orange, which means that they are an enemy. So those are the different colors. And anyone who is red or gray is going to get attacked by these big guard tower things. The guard towers will shoot lightning down at them and kill them pretty quickly. So, and also just something to be aware of when you're, so I hit R, take out my sword. When you're out fighting monsters, if another blue were to come in and try to jump in front of you, so that was load lag, by the way. I'll go over that in a second that you just saw. So if I were attacking a goblin and another player were to jump in front of me, and I were to accidentally hit them, I would turn gray for 20 seconds. That means that they can attack me with no penalty for 20 seconds. If while they're attacking me, I attack back, then I go gray for 2 minutes. And if I actually kill them while they're attacking me, then I'm going to go red, probably. So something to be mindful of. If you accidentally hit someone and you turn gray, it'll say, you turn rogue. Just run around for 20 seconds, don't hit them back, just try to avoid them. That's your best bet. And here's a good example. So see, when I put my mouse over this guy, he's blue. So that means that he's a dwarf. Kind of looks like Santa Claus, I guess. But so he's of the same racial alliance as me, so he's blue. If I were to attack him, I would go gray. If I were to kill him, I would probably go red. So that's the basic overview of the alignment system. Let me show you quick the chat system. So I'm going to hit pause. I'm going to pause my macro because I don't want it to mess up my chat stuff. I just opened up the GUI with /, and now I'm going to look at these two boxes over here to the side. This one up on the top has my public chat, which public chat is a local area chat. I can say, hi, anyone here? You just type, you just hit enter, and it sends it out with your name. Anyone who's in the local area will hear this, and if they respond, you can see that. These next chat tabs over here, these are individual player names. I'm just going to close this one. But this is my main character's name. He's not on right now, so I'm going to type hi. And you'll see down here in the system box to the right, it's going to say cannot find any Uzik ibn Yarak. So that means that I'm not online. And then you see on the public thing, it just turned red, blinking red, which means that someone just said something in public. So Midas Touch, hello. So see, he just said hello in public. Since I'm close to him, I can hear it, and vice versa. So I'm actually going to show you how to send a private message now as well. So I'm going to click on his name here, Midas Touch, and it's going to open a little box here. So, how are you? And now this is just between him and me. So, public, need any help with anything? And now I'm going to show you the other way. So I already have a chat window open with him because I clicked on his name in here and it opened a chat box with him. The other way to send a tell is to do /tell Midas Touch. And now I'm going to say, I'm new. And now we're going to look and see. So, see, it sent from the, yeah, so I sent the tell from the public, and it just sent it over to here. So that's the basic ways to message someone privately in game. Either you click on their name in one of these windows and it opens a tell, or you just do /tell space their first name, space their last name, space your message. And that's how the general tell system works. And you'll usually find, contrary to popular belief, that most people in Darkfall are actually very willing to help new players. So people think that it's all about the extreme elite kitty PvP types who just want to kill and gank everyone and teabag them. There are a lot of people like that, And you know, don't have any illusions. If you're out in the wild, people will probably kill you. But if you're polite, even to someone who kills you, if they kill you and you send them a tell and say, "Oh, I'm a newbie. You know really killed me bad," they'll probably be willing to help you out. So that's generally how the population goes. See, I'd love to help and trade, but I have to go to trade. So that's how the chat system works. Then you see that that's public, and then that's private tells. Now we're going to look at these boxes down here that are different categories. Trade, he's probably going to give me some stuff. So we're going to see, and this is also another thing. So he just sent me an invite for a trade window, which means that he can give me stuff. So he just gave me 2,000 gold. That's very generous of him. So, so a lot of players are very helpful in Darkfall. I'll go through the trade interface another time, but that's just actually, I'll show you. But if you hit J on him, he's too far away. I'll go over another time. But yeah, a lot of players are very helpful. He said follow me real quick, so I'm just gonna follow him and see what he does. Yeah, I think he's probably gonna try to explain some of this stuff to me, but I'll just show you the trade system anyway. So I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna hit J. So see, when I hit J, I get this alternative option menu here. I can invite to party, I can start trade, I can whisper, things like that. So J is the alternative use, H is the normal use. I'm just going to retake these quests because these are this is a different character. I deleted the character that I had yesterday because I didn't like his hair. So he's just going through the starter weapons. I don't even bother with the starter weapons just because they do not give you skill increases. So, and this is another reason. You see, I'm starting to type to him, and it's all coming out gibberish. That's because my macros are on. So I'm going to hit the pause button and say the same message. Okay, I got it. Thanks. So, that's one of the main reasons that we have the pause key built in, so we can just pause and type and things like that. But anyway, so that was a good, I guess, unexpected use of the chat system. So now we're looking at these boxes down here. It says Racial Alliance, Clan Alliance, Trade, so on and so forth. These are like different, kind of like chat rooms almost, where lots of other players can talk to you. So if you'll see in here, hello people. It's going to send this to everyone who's in the Chaos Racial chat room, which is probably going to be a pretty substantial number of people. Let's see, so people are chatting. So these are all different chat things that you can go through and send messages to people. And then the public is one that you want to keep an eye out on too. And then, you know, if you are talking in Chaos Racial and you see someone that you want a private message, just either click on their name and send them a message, or just do the /tell. So I'm just gonna go bank this gold quick that he gave me, because I don't want to cheat really and give myself an advantage. 2,000 gold. So I'm gonna run back to the bank. I turned my macro back on with the pause key. I'm gonna go up to the bank. You saw that it says mastery of sprint increased, and you also just noticed that I kind of got that little lag again. That's what we call load lag in Darkfall. That means that another player is nearby or just came into your area, and you get that little tick of lag. I don't know if I see anyone yet, but that's generally what that means when you get that that temporary frame loss. It means that someone just loaded into your area. So I'm going to hit pause, turn off my macro, hit H on the bank to open up the bank, and just drop that 2,000 gold in there. So now I'm going to go over the hotbars real quick. So if you look up in the top left screen here, you're going to see this movable hotbar thing here. I'll put it back up there. Any skills or items that you drag onto the hotbar can be activated through these numbers. The other use for the hotbar is you can drag items onto different bars. See, we have 1 through 0, so we have essentially 10 different hotbars. And you can also drag items onto different parts of the hotbar and then bind a key to that thing. So on my 5 and 6 hotbars, I have items here. So on the 4 one, I'm going to click and drag Leaf Blade to the 6th hotbar and the 4th box. And this 4th box here on the 6th hotbar is bound to the key T, as in Tom. And so I'm going to close my GUI mode, turn my macro back on, and I'm going to hit the I'm going to hit T, and you'll see it unequips my sword because it was already equipped. And now I'm going to hit T again, and it's going to equip my sword. So that's generally the concept behind the hotbars. You have some hotbars that you use for your 1 through 0s that you're actually going to hit 1 and then attack with whatever the 1 ability is. And then you have other hotbars that simply have items on them. And then for those hotbars, all you're going to do is you're going to bind that particular box to a specific key. All right. So now I'm going to hit the / again, bring up my GUI, and look at the map. So the map over here, we can see that there are, and they use the map by just left clicking and dragging, and then mouse wheel in, mouse wheel out, and so forth. So we see all the NPCs on the map from the city that we're in. We also see these goblin spawns up here that are marked on our map for the quest that we took. So I'm going to run to this goblin spawn here, and I'm going to try to do this quest. Alright, also the middle mouse button, if you click it, I have that bound to auto run. So I'm going to take my fingers off W, and it'll just keep sprinting for me. And you'll see right now my stamina is going down fairly quickly. When you first start the game, your sprint skill is very low, and you're going to lose stamina fairly quickly. After a short amount of time, your sprint will increase. See it increased right there. Just from running, your sprint skill is going to increase. Every 25 points you get in the sprint skill, it will significantly reduce the amount of stamina you lose. So I'm going to get up here towards, I think, this tree, and then I'm going to show you how to rest. And resting will regain your stamina, health, and mana. So, alright, I'm going to stop behind this tree, and I'm going to hit the O key. Not 0, but O, the letter. And then I'm going to left click. See the little rest icon showed up on the left side under the hotbar. That's the active skill that you have selected. So I have rest selected, and now to actually use the skill, I'm going to just left click once, and it actually just rests my character. And now you're going to be in like a little bit of a free look mode while you're resting, so I can admire my interesting leathery outfit. And also we're going to see, if you look on the right hand part over here in the system chat, you boosted yourself and gained 1 point of health gain, you boosted yourself and gained 1 point of mana gain, and so that just basically means that those 3 stats are increasing right now because you're resting. So, all right, now I'm going to go try and fight some goblins. So we can see them up ahead in this little area. I want to try to get one by himself first. I'm gonna hit R, go into combat mode. I'm gonna jump. All right, let's try to get this guy. I'm just going to try to dodge some of those arrows. All I'm doing is holding down left click right now. On the previous tutorial, I downloaded the file that said with auto clicker, the auto hotkey with auto clicker. All that means is that instead of having to hit left click every time I want to attack, I can just click and hold left click, and it keeps swinging for me. Alright, so I'm just going to keep trying to sidestep these arrows. I'm going to wait until his body goes away and then hit H on the corpse. I'm going to hit H, I'm going to click and drag this different loot to my body, and then I'm going to retreat for a second away to rest. Oh, there's another new player. Oh, let me show you quick the rogue system. So, here's another new player. I'm going to pull out my sword and hit him. And see what it just said? See, you are now considered rogue. And so, for the next 20 seconds, he would be able to attack me, and he wouldn't take any penalties for it. See, now it says you're no longer considered rogue. If I were to hit him twice in those 20 seconds, I would go rogue for 2 whole minutes. So just to give you guys a quick example of how the alignment system works, I'm just going to rest again behind this tree, and I'm going to equip some items that I just got. So I got these cloth leggings. I'm just going to double click it, and it's going to equip. I'm also going to pause my macro for a second because it makes it easier to navigate through the hotbars. I'm going to go back over to the 6th hotbar, and on the 5th box here, the 5th box on the 6th hotbar, I'm going to drop that shield that I just looted. Oh, he just attacked me. Oh, now he's gray. because I guess he doesn't understand the alignment system. Or he does and he's just trying to kill me. Well, he's in for a surprise. Let me just equip this bow and attack this guy quick. So, yeah, he's gray now for a full 2 minutes because he attacked me. I don't know if he knows that or not. I'm not gonna gank him after I kill him, but so as you can see, the my bow is much better than his. And also now you see I'm hitting him in the back. When you hit someone in the back, it does more damage to them. So, see, I'm just chasing him in the back shotting him. I'm not gonna actually gank him after I kill him. I'm just gonna actually go over how to resurrect people. Actually, if he keeps running, the towers are gonna get him. So that'll be a good show for you guys as well. Yeah. So as you see, I'm still blue. He's gray. I'm hitting him over and over again, but I'm not turning gray myself. He just killed himself, actually. All right. So now I'm going to show you another important part of the game is resurrecting players. So I'm going to hit R and go into peace mode. Now I'm going to hit the multiply sign on my num key. Multiply on num key. And now I'm going to aim at him, and I'm just going to left click. And it's going to resurrect him. And he has to hit accept, but he will. So, you revive Demius Boneglade. So, anyways, so that's another good example of the alignment system. So I attacked him once and I turned rogue for 20 seconds. He attacked me twice, he turned rogue for 2 whole minutes. And now he's going to have to wait a while before he turns blue again. If he tries to run into the city right now, as I think he might, hopefully he won't. Oops. Turn off my macro, no problem. Yeah, I think he's going to run into the city and get killed by the towers. I'm just explaining. So I'm just explaining the tower thing to him anyway. But alright, so going back, let him figure that out on his own. So going back to the hotbars that we were trying to work on, I'm going back over to 6. And I'm going to drag this bow over to the 3rd slot here. Tell him 2 minutes. Alright, so I have my bow on the 3rd slot. So if I hit the E key, so I'm going to turn my macro back on, hit pause. If I hit E, it brings out my bow. Unfortunately, right now I'm out of arrows because I used them all fighting that guy. I'm going to turn it open. So whenever you loot arrows, if you double click them, it goes into your little ammunition slot here. So I use them up. I'll just get some more arrows and then I can fight. So I'm going to hit T, and you're going to notice now that one press of T pulls out both my sword and shield. So I hit R, go into combat mode, and now I can right click and I will block. Which is useful for, that's what I'm attacking. It, instead of taking damage, you're going to lose stamina when they hit you while you're blocking. So, oops, that goblin killed his buddy. There is friendly fire in Darkfall, so these mobs can hit each other. You can hit your own clanmates, and so on and so forth. You can also hit multiple mobs at one time. So, let me finish killing these guys. Killed 3 or 4 goblin scouts. Mastery of sprint. I'm trying to find a sword, but I haven't found one yet. Some more arrows and stuff. I'm just going to loot everything at this point, because I'm going to be able to sell it to a vendor and make some money. Alright, now you see I just got that message that I completed the one quest, because I had to loot 2 goblin axes. Alright, and you also notice some of the monsters didn't drop a corpse. Low-level monsters like goblins do not always drop a corpse when they die. I'm actually going to go rest for a second, get some more stats back. So things like goblins, kobolds, trolls, they only drop a corpse like half the time, so don't be surprised when you kill some of them and you don't see a corpse next to it. And this is another thing to just keep an eye on when you're farming stuff, when you're killing mobs as low level. Watch your hit points, because the only way you can get your hit points back is through eating food and through resting. And I didn't get any food yet. I am going to double click these arrows though, and you'll see that they go right there into my inventory. Alright, so here's another goblin outside. I'll kill him. Hit R, go back to combat mode, and then I'm just going to hold down my left click. Oops. Did I not turn my macro on? There we go. Alright, and if for whatever reason the shield doesn't come out, it's not coming out right now, you can hit the Y key and bring your shield out manually. I have the macro set right now so that, oops, I don't know if I can kill these two. Possibly. Yeah, I got it. Y brings out your shield. If for whatever reason the macro that brings them both out when you hit T breaks, you can just hit Y and it'll bring your shield out. I can't believe I didn't get any corpses from those three. It's a shame. So I go back to resting. See Mastery of Rest increased. Pretty much everything you do in game is tied to a skill. It increases through using it. Every 25 points you get goes up to another level. The only problem right now is I'm still using this leaf sword. You don't get any skill gains from using the starter weapons, so no matter how much I hit something with this leaf blade, I will not gain any sword skill from it. I have to actually find a sword on one of these goblins. And so hopefully one of the next ones will actually drop that. That's that's something I wanted to go over, getting the sword equipped and then getting some food equipped. So my health's slowly increasing. Not that, I mean, when your rest skill is really low, it doesn't recover very quickly, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna have to wait it out pretty much. See if I can kill one of them while I'm waiting. Alright, this guy has a sword. I'm gonna bring him into this house. Oh, nope. Come on, buddy. There we go. Alright. So I'm gonna kill this guy. And I'm gonna take his sword and shield. That's a better shield than the one I have. Alright. So I'm gonna turn off my macro quick. Ah, come on. He didn't drop a corpse again. It's so frustrating. It's one of the most frustrating things about the new the low-level mobs is with the corpse drop rate. Alright, I'm gonna go kill this guy over here. Although knowing my luck, he's not gonna have a nope, he has an axe. Ugh. I guess I could just equip an axe, but I really don't want to. I prefer to have a sword. I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Maybe he'll have some food on him. No, he does have armor, so I'm going to double click that armor and then just loot the rest of the stuff off him. Alright, so he dropped an axe, so I have 3 axes now. I'm going to go back to my 6 hotbar, and I'm going to drop the axe in place of the leaf blade in the 4 box. Right? So now when I hit T, it's going to bring out my axe instead of my leaf blade. And now I'm going to start to get skill gains. So let me find this guy up here and kill him. Let me block his arrow. Oh. Yeah, when you hold down... Oh, he has a sword. I'll switch that out. When you hold down block and a monster is either charging up a spell or an arrow, a lot of times they will just wait and not waste... He didn't drop his sword. And not waste their spell or arrow on you, since they can tell that you're blocking. I think I just heard an arrow. I'm just gonna kill maybe one more of these and then go turn in the quest. Oh, there's one. I think I only have to kill maybe one more and then I should be done with the quest, I believe. Unless I don't know if I'm already done with it or not. See, proficiency in axes has increased. He dropped the corpse. Drop food? No, still no food. So I'm still out of luck with getting food. I have gotten some gold and some arrows and some potions that I'll equip later. Stamina potions aren't that important right now. There's another goblin scout. Let's kill him. If at any time it looks like your macro, the hold and click, stopped working, just hit the T key again and it should reset the macro. Oh, I'm getting hit pretty hard here. Another thing you'll notice is you see that little red thing on my targeting reticle? Every 5 hits, on the 5th hit in a row on the same target, it hits for critical damage. So if you can hit the same target 5 times in a row, you get a little damage bonus like that. I'm getting pretty low on health. He didn't drop a corpse. I think that's the old corpse from before. Alright, let me hit H on him. Yeah, it's an old corpse. Alright, I'm going to go hide behind this tree for a second and rest. And I'm going to just go over how to check the journal. And the journal is basically where all your quest information is stored. So I'm going to pause my macro. I'm going to open up GUI mode. I'm going to go to journal. I'm just going to load this webpage thing. I'm going to go to diary under quests. And click Humans of Mercia, and it's going to say, okay, so a threat to the enemy, I have it, so I just need to go to these 2 NPCs then, so I did complete them both. So, alright, I'm going to hit pause, turn my macro back on, I'm going to run into town. Alright. Almost there. So I'm just going to go over how to turn in the quests and then get more quests, how to sell stuff to an NPC, and how to buy stuff from an NPC. I might also see if I might buy some food from an NPC, because food is a very important part of the game. Usually goblins drop food pretty regularly, but I guess for whatever reason those ones didn't want to. So what food does is it gives you a stamina and health buff that raises your, it increases it over time. It's like a heal over time for stamina and health. That can be active while you're in combat. So it's more effective than resting, and you can do it while you're in combat. I'm gonna hit pause. I'm gonna hit H to talk to him. So see it says quest completed. I'm gonna hit H again because I had 2 quests. You see it on the top of the screen, says you have unlocked a new quest. So I'm gonna hit H and talk to him, and he's gonna say, I have these new quests. So report to the Arcanist, accept, and it says report to Jeremiah the blacksmith, accept. Alright, so now I'm going to go over selling stuff. So from your inventory here, let's equip this. This is better than what I have on, so I'm just going to click and drag it. Oh, another good thing to keep an eye on while I'm looking at it. As you see when it says the padded leggings below it, first thing it says weight, which is you have a limited amount of carrying capacity on a character. So if you put your mouse on the bottom of the backpack, you'll see that. So this weighs 1 kilogram, so I have a max carrying capacity of 300. So I could carry 300 of these. If I carried any more, I would be overburdened and I would move very, very slowly. The other thing you'll see is durability. As you use armor or weapon or staff or jewelry, the durability goes down. When the durability reaches 0, it breaks and it's gone forever. There's no repairing items. That's just how it works in Darkfall. So yeah, so you have it. Keep an eye on durability. See, these items, the monsters drop them. When a monster drops an item, it already has lower durability to start with. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at items. They all have a durability. And then the stats, they're pretty straightforward, just damage reduction when it says protections. And the same thing with the damage on weapons. It's some sort of multiplier. I don't know exactly how it works, but higher is better, put it that way. And for speed, higher is better as well. So this is attack speed 0.5, and attack speed of 0.6 would be better. It'd be faster. Alright, so I have completed these quests. I'm just going to click and drag items I don't need. This cloth vest, this shield, this extra axe, these pants, these 3 extra bows I don't need, and this hat I don't want to wear. So I'm going to hold on to this. Things that are a wood axe, a mining pick, a skinning knife, a fishing pole, those are all tools that you're going to be using later on for gathering and crafting, so don't sell those, don't throw those out. And also don't throw out anything that stacks like this, like leather, cloth, cheese, food, fish. Don't throw those out. Don't sell those, I mean. Just hold on to those, put them in your bank, save them for later. Alright, so I dragged all these items from my inventory onto the sell menu. Then I'm just going to hit sell, and he's going to give me some gold. So now I have 128 gold. I'm going to look at, he has great swords for sale. So I want to, everyone pretty much has to pick a two-handed weapon that they want to use. There's great axes, great clubs, great swords, polearms. The two most popular are great swords and great axes. Great swords have faster attack speed, they have a longer reach. Great axes do more damage. Great clubs have a shorter reach, but they do more damage against heavy armor. Polearms have a much longer reach, but they have very slow attack speed. So I'd recommend either great swords or great axes, but you know, whatever your preference is, just go for it. So I'm going to click it, I'm going to hit buy, and it's going to show up in my inventory. And now again, I'm going to go to the 6 bar. I'm going to click and drag it to the second box, and now I'm going to turn off my GUI with /. I'm going to turn my macro back on with pause, and now when I hit Q as in Quiznos, it's going to pull out my two-handed weapon. So if I hit T, it's going to bring out my sword and shield, or axe and shield, and if I hit E as in Edward, it's going to bring out my bow and take me into first-person mode. And again, R, you know, puts the weapons away. So Q, as in Quiznos, for two-handed weapon. T, as in Thomas, for one-handed and a shield. And E, as in Edward, for a bow. Those are the bindings right now. I'm just going to go back to the bank this, and I'm just going to go kill some more goblins and get some more stuff. Alright, so I've been killing goblins for a little bit, and I have some stuff that I just want to go over how to arrange it on your hotbar. So the first thing I'm going to go over is food. So you see these things here, lizard on a stick and bread. These are different types of food that you get, the goblins drop. And if you put it on your hotbar, over here I'm going to put it on the, I'm on the 6 hotbar, and I'm on the 9 box. I'm going to put it there. And also these things, potions. I'm going to put this healing potion on the 7 box. And I have another thing too as well, skinning knife. So I put that on the 0 box. It's actually there by default. Goblins drop skinning knives. If you don't get one off of a goblin, you can go to the merchant in the city and buy one under attachable tools. And I'm going to show you how to do that quick. So I'm going to turn off GUI mode, stand up. I'm going to hit the pause key to turn the macros back on. I'm going to hit Q once, or twice, just to bring back my weapon bar. And then I'm going to hit the F3 button, and you'll see I get a little buff thing right up here. It says nourishment, and you'll see down here it says you get health and stamina regeneration. So now while I'm fighting, I'm going to be regenerating health and stamina, and it'll basically make it a whole lot easier to kill these goblins. So just go through and kill them real quick. And also I have you're probably going to have to go in and rebind it, which I'll show you how to do in a second. Because I have potions bound to my my mouse, which is a Logitech MX laser mouse. Just those guys. So I'm going to use a stamina potion right now. It's the topmost left button on my mouse. But you would probably have to rebind it, depending on the type of mouse you have. I'm just going to finish this last goblin. Let me go over skinning quick. So for skinning, you hit the P as in Peter key. P as in Peter. Brings out your skinner. You walk over to a corpse, and you just left click. And it's going to skin it and try to get some enchanting mats out of it. Oh, so it says skill skinning failed. Then we'll come over here, try this one. Yes, okay, so inventory added eye. So now we see I got 2 eyes from that guy right here. And its eyes are just like a common enchanting mat that you'll use. So in general, after you kill something, you loot it and then you skin the corpse. That's the general practice. So I'm just going to go over real quick how to change the potion binding. So I'm going to go over to see what it is. So it's the 6 column 7 and 8. I'm going to go into input bindings, GUI, and I'm going to scroll down till I find it. So this is where all my bindings are set. So 6 column, and then I'm going to look for row 7, 8. So these are the ones that I have. If you want to change it, just double click it, and then hit the button you want it to be. So just double click and hit the button you want it to be, and that's how you rebind stuff. So that's pretty much the everything I wanted to show for this basic video. I'm gonna make another one on magic in a little bit. So yeah, just you know, hang out, kill goblins, loot their corpses. Once you get a couple hundred gold, go back to the bank, put it in the bank. You know, take out your skinning knife, do things like that. Make sure you eat food, and yeah, I mean, you'll be on your way, you know, getting started in Darkfall. So I'm gonna go over magic next. So thanks for watching, and hopefully tune in for the next video.